Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate coming your way in October with a spooky Halloween movie review. I'm coming at you to review Hocus Pocus. Now, I'm pretty sure that earlier this year I reviewed all the Hills Have Eyes movies, including the remake and its sequel, and of course Vanessa Shaw is featured as a main player in the remake of Hills Have Eyes, and I'm pretty sure in that review I mentioned her, and her being, me regarding her as being particularly attractive, and I think I probably mentioned this movie, and I probably said something in that review about, I would buy this, or I am interested, or was interested in seeing this for a decent price. Lo and behold, I ended up being able to get a hold of this DVD for $1, I think. So I'm like, ooh, I think I got it during the summer, so I put it in this bag, or this area to dig out in October and watch, so I could review it in Halloween month or whatever. So oh my gosh, now I think I might have mentioned, I don't know, maybe not, but regardless I'll mention it here. When this movie came out, I was working at what was called, I don't think there are around anymore, but Suncoast Motion Picture Company. Was basically a store which sold movies. So they had, back in the day, they had laser discs, and one of the only places you could really buy Laserdiscs, like, in the store itself. They had Laserdisc, VHS. So back when I was working there, it was, it was before DVD, and it was Laserdisc and VHS. And this movie came out, I think, in 1993, and then I think by the time it was on video or for sell-through or whatever, it was probably like this time, October maybe, or something like that, of 1994, and I was working at Suncoast. And I remember, they played this, they'll play, oftentimes they just play, current movies or whatever, current releases in the TVs that were featured in the store, and so you'd be able to, and they, obviously the sound would play on speakers in the store and stuff like that. So I mean, this movie was on the background a lot, probably back in the fall of 1994, and I don't know why I felt like I needed to actually see it, because I saw a lot of it that way or whatever, and even being just a teenager at the time and just seeing glimpses on the TV, it was like every time I looked at it, it's not like there was anything decent happening. So having actually seen the movie front to back for the first and probably last time ever, this movie is absolutely just, in my opinion, abysmal. Just, like, the only good thing about it really is Vanessa Shaw, who apparently this is her first movie, and it's strange and kind of creepy, really. Of course, Disney is, known for being creepy, but she wasn't even. We're actually, me and her are actually born in the same year, so she wasn't even 18 yet. And there's 92, so she might have been 15 when they were filming this thing. And there's a line where it kind of alludes to her, mammary glands, if you will, or breasts, or tits, whatever you want to call them. There's a line that kind of alludes to them. So there, in this Disney movie, you're talking about some, minor's, tits, and it's just like, oh my God, and it's just like, ugh. I figured she was at least 18 to be able to have a line like that about her, breastage or whatever, but that was just kind of nasty. First off the bat, so the only good thing about this movie, in my opinion, is just, she's obviously, and we're the same age, so I can say this without being like a perv. Vanessa Shaw is, like, obviously, in my opinion, the best thing about this movie. She's easy, very, very easy to look at, or whatever. And this movie starts, this movie made no sense to me, and it should be noted that, I think these three characters of, which is, the main one, of course, is Bette Midler, who I never cared one way or another. I think mostly women kind of like Bette Midler. I never cared one way or another about her. She never did anything for me, and definitely doesn't do anything for me in this movie. And, Sarah Jessica Parker is kind of like a hot witch or whatever. And then this other, kind of heavy-set bitch who's always like, her whole character, she's got to do this, I can just see an outtake where she's like, and it's just like, your mouth, oh, sorry, Actually, it's probably the other way around, where she went home and, to her husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever she had, or, kept woman or kept man, being like, hey honey, what's for dinner? It's just like, I hate when you do that. You're not filming anymore. Oh. But You know, so my opinion of the three characters in this movie, were basically three witches, are really annoying. And I guess Sarah Jessica Parker, obviously being a heterosexual male, is the only one that, you know, obviously you even want to look at, because the other two are just like, ugh, not even attractive or whatever. At least Sarah Jessica Parker was young at the time, and they kind of squeeze her little bosoms into this, you know, whatever you want to call it. What is it? Like this corset, so they kind of, you know, popping up the top a little bit, and, you know, little bosoms sticking out or whatever. So, but the way they have these three witch characters act just like this is a movie just for, like, I don't know, just prepubescent or even just preborn, you know, just, I mean, I don't know, I'd never, you know, any age, even unborn, I'd have no interest in these characters. Are just, in my opinion, completely not funny, completely not entertaining. They're just annoying. Obviously, I mean, I don't understand how, you know, I mean, when parents take their kids to movies like this, I mean, are they just suffering through it like I did, or are they actually like enjoying some of it? The beginning of the movie takes place in, I don't know what, if it's like 300 years before, you know, like 93 or whatever, where these three witches. It's really nasty for a PG. Is it PG? Yeah, really nasty for a PG Disney movie, but that's what Disney's good at, nastiness. And it's just like, you know, back in whenever, who knows, 300 years or so before 1993, these three witches are like brewing up this stew, and they're going to kill this one guy's, you know, teenager's, you know, younger sister. And I think they actually do, like, they steal her soul, or they kill the sister, and then they put him into a black cat, which is one of the only kind of cool things about this movie, but besides just Vanessa Shaw being in it and being able to look at her or whatever. You know, I guess that plot point of putting this other kid, you know, he's going to live forever in this black cat or whatever, is kind of cool. And then later on, obviously in 1993, that cat shows up again. I mean, I'd be so bored out of my ass being a cat for 300 years. I mean, I probably would have, well, I guess if you live forever, you can't kill yourself. As we see, I mean, a cat gets run over, and it's just like, what's her name? Oh yeah, also that chick is in it too, very young. Thora Birch, you know, is in this movie as well. I think it's kind of nasty at first, because she's all, you know, made up for Halloween and got all this lipsticks. I mean, here she's this young kid who's probably not even a teenager when they were filming it. She's got lipstick, and again, just Disney being nasty. So, I mean, this movie is just, you know, they have their hijinks scene or whatever that takes place whenever, kind of setting the stage way back in the, you know, whatever, 300 years before 93, and it cuts to 93, and it's just like whatever, and it's just, it's and crap. So that's pretty much my review. I'm not going to do a beat by beat, because this movie, I mean, it's just like, like, it's just one of these movies that's like, it goes on and on for whatever it is, 90 minutes or so, and it's just like, I can't even remember, like, anything that happened, because in my opinion, this movie is a complete and total mind, you know, warper or wiper or whatever the hell you want to call this movie. Just absolutely zaps your IQ, and I may be a little dumber actually having seen this movie now, which is probably what Disney wants. But, I mean, one thing I will give it, which, you know, is, you know, obviously if you're a kid or whatever and into the Halloween spirit or whatever, obviously it does capture that, you know, kind of Halloween spirit or atmosphere rather well. But in my opinion, the movie is so uninteresting and it's such a torture to watch, that even the fact that it did, even if it had, like, you know, a decent kind of look, like a Halloweenish look or whatever, with character, you know, pumpkins or whatever, and fall leaves around, and characters wearing costumes and stuff, it's still just, even though it accomplished that, the movie, in my opinion, is just so just impossible to get through, that it's just like any positives in this movie are really kind of washed under, you know, or pulled under the bus by all the hijinks, you know, just absolutely prepubescent crap in this movie. Like I say, I mean, the three witches, in my opinion, are just 0%, I mean, entertainment value for me. It's just like, just trying to be funny, and they're not. There wasn't one part, I don't think, where I went, huh. Like, even just, the movie didn't even draw that out of me. Not even a huh. It was just more like, huh. I uttered a lot of those. So I think we will end the review there. So 0 out of 4 stars for, in my opinion, for Hocus Pocus. Luckily, I only paid $1 for it or whatever, but, those 90 minutes of my life will, so many people say this crap, I'm never going to get the 90 minutes back, so I'll just jokingly say that as well, 90 minutes that I'll never be able to get back, but, seeing Vanessa Shaw was, and it's finally, after having seen the movie, in bits and glimpses at work in 1994, up on the screen, and every now and then I'd look up and there'd be Vanessa Shaw, and I'd be just like, and even back then I was just like, I kind of wanted to see the whole thing, just to see the whole thing front to back. But as you can see, I obviously didn't want to see it front to back enough to do it until a long time later. So thank you feel free to let me know what you think about this movie. Do you enjoy these 3 pathetic characters of these witches, which are trying to be funny, which are just absolutely abysmal, and actually might be, yeah, I'm not going to say that. So feel free, I'm not saying that you shouldn't like it, I'm just saying that I don't, but feel free to let me know what you think of this movie if you've seen it. Hopefully my review, if you haven't seen it, will make you, save yourself, or spare yourself the agony of seeing it. But if you like this kind of crap, if you're too smart and you want to see about reducing your IQ, I'd say go for it. Oh my gosh, so I probably spent way too much time talking about this movie, so thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.